ask me, how does Enphase help me get the most out of my solar? And it's not just about how the microinverters are performing up on your roof, it's also about the monitoring app. And here's why. All right, so to start off with, I'm going to jump into the app and show you how I use it to make the most out of my solar and get more savings, which is what it's really all about. So on this opening screen here, it gives you a simple snapshot of how your solar is performing for the day. So it'll show me what I've imported from the grid, what my solar has produced, what I've consumed, as well as how much I've sent out to the grid. Now, I like these little details because I know that my power company charges me 5 times as much for power that they sell me as they do for the power that I sell them. So I can see that today I've imported 3 kilowatts from the grid, but I've sent them 17. So I know that currently I've come out ahead for the day, which is always a nice little thing. But I need a little bit of extra detail. So I'm going to jump over to the energy tab, which will give me that same little snapshot, but it will also give me this handy little graph. Now, this graph breaks down your power usage for the day into 15-minute increments. And the reason that this is important is it helps you to see what are your power hungry appliances. So you can see here, the blue that's up in the top half of the graph, that is my solar power generation for the day. And the usage below, in orange, is showing you what I'm using. Now that big spike that you see in the morning below the graph, that is when my husband has switched on the air conditioner to warm things up and get the house warmed up for the day. And then you can see that there's very little orange under that for the rest of the day while he's been working from home and there's not too many appliances on. I'll expect that I'll see another spike when I get home later today and put the electric car on to charge. So that really helps me to modify my behaviors so that I'm making the most use out of my solar. So when I first got solar, one of the first things I did was use the app to figure out what were my appliances that were really using more power. So things like my dishwasher and doing laundry, instead of doing those things overnight, I now do them during the day and make sure that they're coming off my solar, because anything that I am using, it's all about self-consumption these days. It's not about feed-in tariff. And so that's just a really simple way that I can make sure I'm using my own solar power. Because as I said, it's 1/5 the price of what it is to buy it from the grid. So then I will scroll down further. It'll show you your energy independence for the day. But it'll also show you cool things like what your production for the day is in terms of, savings and things like that. So it's not a lot for a day, but if I looked at it, say the month, and scrolled down to the bottom, you'll see that I've saved 8 trees and 3 months of refrigerator power has been generated just in, the 20 days that have happened this month so far. And I like seeing things like that in tangible terms because it helps me to get a tangible sense of, of the impact that my solar is having beyond just the power bill savings. And you have the advantage on this one as well, is that you can actually go and look at it beyond just the daily. So you can look at your weekly trends, you can look at it from a monthly standpoint, and you can also look at it from a year. And the reason I like this is it helps you to see your patterns and your behaviors. And as you'd expect here, if you look at the orange parts of the graph, my usage is definitely higher in summer and in winter, which you'd expect. You're going to run the heater, you're going to run the air conditioner more during those warmer and colder months. But it helps you to see your overall trends. And I can imagine one day when my son is a teenager, I'll be using the app to really make sure that he is invested in reducing our power usage as well. All right, so if I move over to the array tab and back into daily mode, you'll then be able to see what the layout of your system is on your roof. So mine's a simple single array, north facing, very convenient in a Southern Hemisphere environment. But that will let you see panel by panel what the production is for the day or for any period. So I can at a quick glance see that my panels are varying from only 309 to 311 kilowatts. So they're all performing very evenly, which on a house that's not affected by shading is absolutely what you would expect to see. But if I looked at this and I saw that one panel was not doing what it was supposed to be, that would alert me that there might be an issue. Is it that the panel is dirty? Is it that the microinverter is not reporting? And then I have an extra way that I can check on the system health. If I go to the menu and into system and then into devices, you'll be able to see there how everything's reporting. So the gateway is the central system, and then the microinverters is panel by panel. And so you can see there that it shows that everything is operating normally, and it will actually send me an alert if there are any issues, which is great because if you don't have monitoring on your system, how do you find out that your solar's not working? You get a really nasty surprise when you open your next power bill. And I don't know about you, but with the way that power bills are going up at the moment, I certainly do not want to be having any nasty surprises. So I love the confidence that my solar is showing me, not just my solar generation, but also my overall usage, so I can monitor things along the way. So I guess these are the main things that I like to use about the app. I guess for people that aren't super techie or not really into data, you also just get a handy monthly email from Enphase that summarizes your production, your usage, and everything else for the month. So even if you're not somebody who's going to use the app regularly, that will prompt you and keep you in the loop on what your system is doing up on your roof, which I find super handy. So if you are interested in finding out what an Enphase system might be able to do for you, how it'll help you get the most out of your solar, and how it'll save you more money in the long run, then all you need to do is give Solar A quick call. We'd be more than happy to talk you through it. And you could potentially end up being a happy Enphase customer just like I am. We hope to talk to you soon.